But babe, I got a lonely heart, and I don't wanna be apart. I just wanna be with you. I always wanna be with you, my love. Babe, I got a lonely heart, and I don't wanna be apart. I just wanna be with you, my love. Oh, oh, oh. You, my love. You, my love. You, my love. You, my love. There was something you were screaming about, but I closed my ears cause I don't wanna hear it anymore. God, it's always something about me, never something about you, always something about me, only me. What's up with that? What's up with that? Have you ever asked yourself, what's up with that? Oh baby, why won't you take a good look at yourself to stop blaming me? When I just wanna be with you. You, my love. You, my love. You, my love. You, my love. Babe, I got a lonely heart, and I don't wanna be apart. I just wanna be with you. I always wanna be with you, my love. Babe, I got a lonely heart, and I don't wanna be apart. I just wanna be with you, my love. Oh, oh, oh. It's true, I just can't deny. It's time for me to straighten things out. Yeah, gotta help me find a soul, one that I can call my own. And my eyes, they're looking down. When you leave me, ooh, in the fire, and even though everyone's invited, I can't deny it's a lonely party. Yeah, even though everyone's invited, I can't deny it's a lonely party.
What's up, everybody? It's Dandy back again with one more update show for the year. That is right, the SMITE 9.12 update show. It's December already, which is blowing my mind, admittedly, because this year should not be over already. It's been way too long. It's been packed with too many things. It's just crazy to be here already and think back on everything we've been through, but there's one more, and I'm excited to get into it. We have balance, community news, a new event, a new SMITE adventure, and please remember, 6-week update. End of year, 6-week update. It's just how it goes. So it's not going to be 3 or 4 or 5. It's going to be 6. So let's just keep that in mind as we go through the show. I'll say it again, though. You'll get tired of hearing me say it. Either way, I'm joined by 2 guests here. We have Aggro and Lermy. Welcome on, guys.
Happy to be here.
Super excited. Can y'all believe we're already at like the last update of the year?
It's blowing my mind.
No.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
I know. We were like, coming back from Thanksgiving, we're amped up and ready to go, and it's like, hey, you guys know, like, season 10 is like a few weeks away.
It's right over
Almost
there.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's been consuming my every waking moment, but,
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah, and they kind of like lay awake at night, and it's not like you're in pain or like terror, but just a little bit. You're like, wow, that's looming on the
Stuff
horizon.
to do.
So,
Pure excitement, but
Yes.
also stress. But stress in a good way, like
Yeah.
you said.
Like
it's eagerness.
exactly,
Yep.
progressive stress. So either way, we'll stop talking in circles. Year 10 will be coming later, and y'all need to keep your eye out for that. But for now, we got 9.12 updates. So let's hop into some balance. First off, we have some map stuff, and the map stuff's pretty simple. Looks like the Conquest map is getting ready for SWC along with us.
That's right. Just getting some of those cool banners, getting in the esports spirit in time for the SMITE World Championship. So you'll see an SWC trophy around Fire Giant, some logos around mid lane, and some SPL banners in both the Order and Chaos spaces. Plus, we have the previous SWC champion skin statues placed around the map. So gets you nice in the mood, gets you ready to go for what's going to be an amazing SMITE World Championship.
And I'm so excited. With SMITE World Championship being so close, like, I'm getting ready for it. The map is getting ready for it. Basically, everybody that I work with is getting ready for it. Ooh, getting excited for that. So that's it for map changes, though. Obviously, keeping it short for the 9.12 with SWC right around the corner. Obviously, things like balance and changes are going to be a little lighter, which is going to, lead us into the balance section. So if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so like you said, with SWC right around the corner, we want to continue to change things up and keep it fresh for our normal players, but also not blow it up
Shake
for
the
the
tree too
SPL
much.
players.
Yeah.
We want there to be some meta changes. We just saw the Phase 3 playoffs, and a lot of teams punched their ticket to Worlds, which was really exciting.
Yeah.
And we want to just make sure that we have some adjustments based on things we saw leading up to Phase 3 playoffs in there. But don't expect anything earth-shattering. A lot of the big changes are going to be coming with, the Year 10 update,
Of course.
which is where the big stuff happens. But still some buffs to get excited about, I think.
Yeah, it looks like we have a whole bunch of God buffs, actually. So, hey, let's just dive right into some of those God buffs. Looking like Onher is taking the first run of things, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So Onher was not doing too hot in terms of the stats. So as you'll see, there's a couple of little patterns in here between some underperformers and, of course, addressing some SPL concerns as well. So a little bit of both these things. Onher is one of those underperformers. So we just wanted to give him a little bit more safety when it comes to his play because, of course, he can be this aggressive character in the early game when he's able to do that really fun impale combo.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you also need to be able to be a little bit safer in the late game. So that's why we're scaling down that cooldown. So in the late game, you have a little bit more safety.
Or you can jump in more if you're me.
Either way.
More aggression. So Aggro, being the person to say that, no surprise.
Yep.
Next up, looks like Ao Kwong, Wild Storm, getting a little bit of a buff as well.
Yeah, Lermy, I know this is one that she's always advocating for is Ao Kwong. I mean, Ao Kwong's seen some buffs, and we've certainly seen his numbers rise up to a better level as a result of some of those, but still just a little bit underperforming. This is a god that we haven't seen a ton of this year, and that the stats indicate could still use a tiny bit of help, but certainly wary of how many we've given him over the last few patches. So just got something a little small on Wild Storm for an ability that doesn't hit super hard and is your main clear ability for it to have a higher mana cost. What wasn't feeling very good. So just making it a little bit easier for Ao Kwong. Both in jungle and a favorite of mine, which is the tank solo Ao Kwong. So
I mean, how could it not
It's good
be?
stuff.
It's good stuff.
fun.
It is.
It's content, at least. So next
No
up, Kushalane buff, Barb Spear, Spear of Mortal Pain, both getting going on.
Yeah, so a little bit ago, we had a bit of a Bluestone meta, if you all can recall. And
No.
Kakalan is
Oh, yeah.
typically one of the proprietary frontrunners when it comes to dominating a Bluestone meta. And
For real.
he just kind of wasn't there at all. And we were very surprised by that. So now that we've kind of gone away from that Bluestone meta, it's still a viable option, but it's not quite, tippity top. You're not seeing the Bluestone abusers quite up there anymore.
Yeah.
And, Kakalan, now that we're not in that central meta, he kind of deserves a little bit more because he needs a little bit of help, obviously. Because even when he was supposed to be the best, he just wasn't.
Wasn't
So,
quite the best.
a little bit of extra damage here and there. This will help him clear, help him feel a little bit better as he progresses through that laning phase. And then once he gets a little bit later on, he's going to be able to keep those advantages going forward to just make himself a little bit more present in those team fights when he's able to really use that rage passive to go off.
Sounds like a plan. Well, sounds good. Next up, I just like saying this one not because I'm a Hebo fan because it's fun, but a Hebo buff.
Yes.
So it looks like some general stuff being added to him, just little tweaks here and there.
Yeah, Hebo's one of those characters that, we've all been one-shot by him many times.
Yeah.
We've also done a lot of games where you can just bully him out of lane very easily because of his short range.
Yeah.
And so giving him some tools to deal with his short range a little bit better. A little bit more movement speed so that he can get in and out of fights a little bit better, get into his lethal range and staying out of the range of your skill shots. And then because we know that he's going to inevitably get poked because he has to get so close to clear the wave, just giving him a little bit more base HP per level, just letting him get a little bit healthier throughout the game. So not massive changes there for Hebo, but just trying to make him feel a little bit better, a little bit more responsive in those little skirmishes. As a short range mage with a lot of burst damage, got to get in range in order to make it happen.
Another thing to kind of talk about here is like Hebo does get played in the jungle, right? And we kind of want to lead into that unique feature of what he does. So we were thinking about different things that we could do, and we were like, well, why don't we just make him a little bit closer to that average assassin that you would see?
Good
And
point.
so assassins kind of have a little bit more movement speed, a little bit more health than your average mage does. So we were like, if he's going to play like this anyway, might as well give him a little bit of love in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we love seeing are characters that people learn how to tech into different roles that they weren't initially designed for. So always cool to see some balances kind of help out with those attempts. So next up on the list, Heimdall also getting a buff. Looks like Piercing Sight's getting a little better.
Yeah, Piercing Sight. Heimdall, one of those characters that was very, very good at a pro level for a very long time, but needed to receive a lot of shifts in order to try and compensate for that. And now that 9.5 has come and minions are a lot tankier and gods are a lot tankier, Heimdall's early game in particular has felt very, very lackluster. So this isn't a massive buff towards the end. In fact, it's the exact same base damage once you get to rank 5. And this is the ability you max first on Heimdall most of the time. So
usually,
this isn't going to end up with a big late game damage spike for Heimdall where we feel like he's doing pretty well. It's that early game where he's falling behind a little bit. 70 base damage is very low, even for a character with a cleave. So just trying to make sure that his level 1 buff clear, level 1, 2, 3 on the wave is a little bit stronger. I think it'll make him feel a lot better.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just give him that little bit of edge in the early games that is a little more tolerable as you work towards that late game power spike. So nice. Next up, Jormungandr also getting a buff. Venomous Haze and Consuming Bellow both getting some tweaking.
Yeah, as one of our premier Guardian Soul Laners that just hasn't been there when Guardian Soul Laners have been around, we felt like he needed a little bit of help. And so one of the ways that we want to do that is just give him more tools in the laning phase, especially when you're playing around the blue buff, the enhanced blue buff especially. This will just help you use these abilities a little bit more often, get your pools ready to go especially, because that's what's going to really power you up when you've also using the Consuming Bellow to enhance your basic attacks, do all of that really fun stuff that you can do with Yorm. Having that at a lower cooldown, it's just going to give you that opportunity to do those fun interactions more often.
Cool. Hey, Yorm fan here, so always happy to see the snake get some buffs, honestly. So next up, Neath, Unravel, and Backflip. Backflip. Both getting buffs. Sorry, Backflip just hurts, dude. You're in there, you're like, I got Neath, don't worry, and then she's in the next continent. So.
Yeah, and you're slowed and you've taken damage and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, so Unravel already, I mean, we've added so much utility to this ability, and it's such a good trading tool now. It steals health and attack speed and heals Neath by a good amount. So we're pretty happy with where Unravel is, but it's not up quite often enough. 1 second isn't going to make a massive difference because this ability is so swingy. We didn't want to put too much more strength into it in this way, but just making sure that she can more consistently heal off the wave, especially for those Neath players who aren't going for Devourer's Gauntlets or Aussie or other traditional Hunter lifesteal. And then Backflip, more of a just consistency change, making sure that this is properly going over all player-made walls. I think this interacts with Yamoja the most. She was having trouble getting up and over that River's Rebuke. Now Neath can properly get out of the Yamoja ult as long as she's backflipping properly.
That was the one interaction that we saw the most, was getting a little bit caught up, so we wanted to make sure that, yes, Neath is supposed to go over player-made walls, and yes, she can now go over all of them.
Got it. Yeah, always good to have that consistency so that you're not like, oh, come on. So cool. Next up, Tiamat also getting some buffs, it looks like. Or a buff at least.
So we saw a lot of feedback about Tiamat after the last little mage buffing patch. And we were like, where's the Tiamat buff? Well, here it is. We've got it. Don't you worry. Tiamat still, after all of those item buffs that we thought were going to help her out a lot, didn't help her as much as we had assumed. So she deserves a little bit of help as well, and that's going to come from Primordial Onslaught. And though the numbers don't look like they're going up that much, right? But you got to remember, she's shooting several times with this thing, so that damage is multiplied by a significant amount. So even though it's only going up by 10 at max rank, you got to be thinking about those extra shots as well. So that's a pretty big buff at the end of the day.
So what you're saying is there's a lot of damage, and if you don't get the damage, it's a skill issue.
Well, or, surely there was something else going on, like your teammate maybe.
There was lag, honestly. The sun was in my eyes.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Your dog barked, all that kind of stuff.
True.
Like, nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, your dog barked. You don't even own a dog, so it was just scary.
That would be scary,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So one more buff we have going on here. It looks like Tsukuyomi also getting a buff, huh?
Yeah, Tsukuyomi, obviously has a lot of strength, and I think we all remember his unbelievable peak that he had among the assassins.
It
was a
but
big peak.
It has been a long time since then, even it might not feel like it's been quite so long.
Yeah.
And so really wanting to put a little bit of strength back in Kusarigama, which when he was at that peak was super strong and received a ton of nerfs after that, and deservedly so. But we feel like for how interruptible this ability is and how easily you can get him out of it or make him miss it through using a movement skill, the final hit isn't quite rewarding enough in order to lock him out of what he's doing, basic attacking, using other abilities, all that kind of stuff. So just a little bit of base damage, a little bit of scaling. Again, the first two swings completely unaffected. It's just that final over-the-top hit, the one that stuns, making it a little bit more rewarding for him if he can finish the entire cast.
Got it. Well, cool. Well, that does it for that first little batch of buffs there, I guess, just all buffs for the gods. Next up, it looks like we're kind of having a nerf here. If you want to kind of talk about what the goal is for this nerf before we get into it.
Yeah, Mannequin Scepter. Look, we like we said, we've been paying close attention to the SPL, and we've seen the Osiris's and the Erlong Shens, the Gilgamesh, though Gilga doesn't usually go mannequins quite as much, start to pop up again. And we know that this is a hot level of discussion for the community. And we wanted to make sure we got in something before the SMITE World Championship. But we also, mannequins outside of pro play, not exactly as popular as some of the other jungle starters. We still want it to be a viable option for the vast majority of our players. SPL players in particular are very good at using small advantages to create big advantages. Just small little advantages can really blow up pretty quickly. And what Mannequins does for a lot of these SPL junglers is guarantee that if someone were to contest them on something like a mid harpy, a scorpion, a back camp, that they will win that trade because of the damage to gods and the attack speed reduction that they're putting on them. So
got it.
We didn't want to hurt the jungle clear too much with Mannequins because of its already low popularity rate and not quite as consistent as a lot of those other jungle starters. But we did want to make sure that if you're picking Osiris and Erlong in the jungle at the SMITE World Championship, it's not because Mannequins just guarantees you instant pressure automatically. At least in the god trades. If you can use those to outclear, I think that is very different. So we're changing Mannequins. Just damage to gods. It's damage
Just
to minions is going to be completely the same. And this is just to Mannequin Scepter. This is not to Mannequin Mace or anything like that.
Got it.
Just targeting the early game of these warrior junglers in particular, really cutting that damage to gods in half, whereas minion damage is unchanged. So hopefully this doesn't feel too different for the vast majority of our players, and that it's still a viable strategy if you want to use it for map pressure, not necessarily god on god pressure.
Not getting that one little bitty that like, all right, I won that trade, they're going to have to back early. That's the foothold that we need to, tilt the game in our favor type SPL play. So,
and I don't think that it's going to completely eliminate those strategies.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't think that that's necessarily what we're trying to do right now, but it is going to make them a little bit more targeted and not quite as free roll as, all right, well, we have Osiris and Mannequins. We can't possibly lose every single fight. They'll still be good. Osiris and Mannequins still going to win a lot of trades.
Still going to be
but
there.
Not quite as easily.
Not because of Mannequins per se.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to, we're back to skill again. So cool. Well, that's that section. Our next goal looks like it's just kind of some fine tuning to very specific gods as we get into.
Yes.
So, I mean, go into it.
To the boy. Sorry, Lermy. I know I just ranted, but I gotta talk about my boy.
I mean, you got it, right?
So Maui, finally debuted in SPL. We have not made any balance changes to Maui since he was released because we knew this was a character that took a lot of different thought processes and kind of caused you to have to look at the game a little bit differently, even as a support. And we wanted to see where he fell among all levels of play.
Yeah.
We were excited to see him be played in SPL, and even though he didn't have a positive win rate, and I'm upset with the people who lost on him, it was still really good to see him, and we think he performed pretty well. But we think that we can do some shifts to make him better, to feel better to play for everybody in SMITE without putting too much more strength into his pro kit. And in particular, actually taking some tools away from the pros who are very good at using the little stat advantages and, like I said, the small advantages. In order to put him in a more successful place for everybody without making him by default the best guardian in the game for SPL. And it's starting with the AO1 Master Fisherman. Maui's damage has been a little low across the board at all levels, so just giving that a little bit of base damage as you put points into it. A big one is that when you would start to charge this ability up, it would start 4 units away from you. So if you instantly tried to fire it, if someone was really close to you, they could still potentially miss because 4 units is very, very short. Now it's going to be starting at 25, so the range of his basic attacks. So you have the basic attack targeter up all the time. You know exactly how far the minimum range of your AO1 is going to be now. And we think that this is going to make this ability feel much snappier because Maui has a couple of long cast times in general. And adjusting the time it takes to reach max charge from 1.4 seconds to 1 second. So when you start to charge up the 1, it'll start 25 units away from you. And after 1 second, it will be at that max distance. So it'll be a little bit quicker. This has been a big difference maker in play testing and all that kind of stuff, and I think the players are going to really enjoy it. And then the other big one is Mystical Alua. This is the 2. This ability, obviously very unique for its movement capabilities and everything that it can provide there, but the stats were just a little bit too good at the top end that it was providing to the team, particularly the movement speed. So we wanted to bring the movement speed down a little bit, make sure that it's a little bit further away than an on-demand sprint for your entire team.
Of course.
But the early ranks weren't very good, so I think that a lot of players weren't feeling the impact of this until the late game, and then it was a little bit too impactful once we got to that point. So just kind of squishing the range a little bit from 4 to 20 to 8 to 16, so a lot more squished on movement speed. And then protections buff, the same sort of thing. 5 protections in the early game wasn't really feeling very impactful. And even the 25 in the late game wasn't really that impactful either. It was really the movement speed that people were ranking this for. So now making the protections a little bit more consistent, going to 15 to 35. I think that this will make this ability feel a lot better for the vast majority of players to use and be hit by at all levels of play, which I think will be a good thing. So hopefully Maui continues to be a player at SWC and make some cool plays. No bias, of course, from me.
No bias.
But also hopefully making him a little bit easier to execute for the vast majority of our players.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm looking forward to maybe seeing some in SWC. I mean, wouldn't that be Pog? So
sure would be.
Looks like that's not all, though. Looks like Ymir also having a few changes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Ymir is one of the top contested support picks in the SPL, which is honestly a little bit surprising because he doesn't do super well at all other levels of play, but that wall, man, that wall is the troublemaker. It's pretty good. So what we're going to do is shift around a couple of things with the wall. That's the lifetime and the cooldown. So one of the most important things about the wall is how long it lasts, right? Because especially against characters that can't get over that wall, you are blocking them out for a pretty significant amount of time. 6 seconds at max rank is a lot of the reason why some pro players will level this ability first, is just because that 6 seconds is a whole lot of time.
It's huge.
It's so good in that regard. So what we're going to do is actually move it up a little bit in the early game, but that also allows us to bring it down pretty significantly by 1.5 seconds in the late game. So overall, you're getting a lot less, but that also means that you don't necessarily need to rank this up as fast or as immediately, because you still have a pretty decent duration, a better duration at rank 1 than you had before. And again, going to the cooldown as well, putting that at a 13-second flat will also kind of de-incentivize you from ranking this up first, because you're not getting any more cooldown from ranking this. So you just got a lot before. And we want to not make that as much.
Exactly. Yeah, this is intended to be a nerf for Ymir. You know, his pro play, not just the Phase 3 playoffs where he was the most winningest Guardian by a really good amount, but also for a lot of Phase 3, he was very, very popular. We still think that a second and a half nerf at the top end, going from 6 to 4.5, is a really big deal. But against the characters that die to Ymir Wall, they're probably still going to die to Ymir Wall the vast majority of the time. But making sure that it just wasn't as frustrating, as consistent, being able to cancel the wall, put it immediately on cooldown, that cooldown was kind of left over from when you couldn't cancel it, and so you wanted to rank it up to get more walls more consistently. Now, if you throw a bad wall, you just press 1 again, and it goes back down, and it goes on cooldown immediately.
Yeah,
so you don't really need the cooldown to go down quite as low as it is currently. So that's why we went the change on the cooldown as well.
Makes sense. Cool stuff. Well, I believe that covers it for our balance. Again, a little bit less balance. We still want to shake things up, but not too much because we want to respect the SPL players and let them have time to practice what's good and get ready for Worlds because we are on the way there. So,
so close.
Next up, we're moving into some community news, which I'm super excited for, but I think it's better after this trailer.
Ready? Go!
Oh, this fighting! It's great for my cardio.
Time to turn up the heat!
Join Amir's club!
Maybe I'll try an invisible sword. But I don't see the point.
Do you want to dance with death? As nice as a sharpened blade.
I'm already dead. What chance do you have? What did Zeus do to protect his daughter? Armor.
If you don't know what you just saw, you should. That is DKO Divine Knockout, a brand new game that just launched yesterday. So like brand new, not like, it's kind of new. So super excited about it. We've all been hyped about it over here. Obviously shares a universe with SMITE. Obviously the gods of SMITE are all about fighting. They went over to DKO to get into that real brawl aesthetic. So super excited about it. And we wanted to show that to y'all and let y'all know that if you're looking for the Founders Edition, you should get it because you'll also get Stormy Chibi Susanoo in SMITE. So look at that. I absolutely love it. Super great skin. I love all the chibi skins. Their faces are great. Plus the sharp teeth. I don't know.
So cute.
Super adorable. So,
amazing.
but yeah, this is available for anybody who gets a DKO Founders Edition. So purchase that, and whatever platform you purchase it on, this skin will belong to your SMITE account of the same platform. So again, we're super excited for the launch of DKO. You should definitely try it out. I know I was playing rounds literally last night, and I don't know, man.
It's funny you mentioned that, Dandy, because I was also playing some DKO last night, and I just so happened to stumble into a match against Lermy Wormy, Chaos, and I embarrassed them.
You embarrassed them?
I
Okay,
embarrassed
it
them.
went to 5, thank you very much, and we only
And
lost
did
by
you-
10 points on
Did you
oddball.
end up positive, Lermy? I couldn't remember.
I don't know what my
I have a
stats
screenshot
are, to
if
be
you
honest.
need to see it. Because she didn't end up positive, by the way. And also, I did. And I was Hercules, and she was Hercules.
I was Tim the Tap Man, thank you.
I was also Tim the Tap Man. But either way, it was a really dominating performance. Shout out to Baskin and Meerkat, my teammates.
Shout out.
It was a big win.
What can I say?
I haven't cared
Chaos
about winning a
washed.
game that much. When did I retire from competitive SMITE? Season 2? Season 3. Yes, in Season 3. I have not cared about winning a game that much in Season 3.
I guess this is
And it feels
payback
good.
for all those playtests, huh?
It is. It very much is, yes.
The shade is unreal. So, all right, cool. So, yeah, if there's
It's really fun.
There's your testimony.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
super fun. So make sure you check it out. It's on like a lot of platforms. I'll just go to Twitter at DKO Game and check it out. Super exciting.
Yep.
Another thing that I wanted to shout out is cosplay contests. So make sure that y'all have eyes on this. The deadlines are approaching rapidly. I know the online deadline is December 19th. There's a blog for it you can check out. But make sure we have the judges locked in. We've got the prize pool. So just if you want to cosplay and you want to show up and show out with all your cool costumes and your incredible talent, make sure to get in before it closes because it will be closing soon. And again, you can see your judges on the screen. So that does it for event-based news. How about SPL news? Y'all already know this. We're on the road to Worlds. We're getting there. It's getting closer and closer every day. I mean, shoot, we're like a month from SWC, basically. So here's your roadmap. Keep your eyes on it. We're working towards SWC. I mean, it's literally right there. We're not even at the top of that chart anymore. We're on like the second dot, which is crazy. So time is flying, and there's a lot of good content between here and there for the SPL. So make sure to check it out to get hyped for Smite World Championship. And yeah, I mean, you're going to be hearing us hype about it for the next month. So one last thing to end on is, as you're getting ready for SPL, obviously you're going to want to show up and root for your favorite team. So make sure to pick up an SPL hoodie. We have brand new hoodies available. They're pretty dope. I'm a super big fan.
Oh my goodness!
Right? Look at the color pattern. It's beautiful. So. But yeah, make sure to head over to shop.highrestudios.com/SPL and pick up your merch for your favorite team. And make sure to hurry and order quick. Because if you want to rock this during SWC, if you're going and you want to show up and show out for your team, you're going to have to make sure it gets shipped to you in time. And we are, again, getting close. Time is running out. So that'll do it for community news, but we have some quality of life stuff to talk about. We have some juicy bits this time, and the first of them is going to be something we're calling Unlimited Conquest Ranked, or something like that. I'm going to let Lermy talk about it because she knows more.
So Unlimited Conquest, this is going to be an experiment that we're going to run in the Ranked Conquest section of Smite for 1 week, going on from the 13th of December to the 20th, where basically 3 times a day, every 8 hours, a queue is going to pop. And this queue is going to allow you to group up with any amount of teammates that are within your MMR range, of course, so still following those normal rules. But we're going to have people go in parties of any size and see, what kind of exciting stuff happens, how people think that this mode is going to feel. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had any other size but duo queues in ranked, so it's an exciting experiment that we're going to do to see, what the community feedback is on this.
Yeah, exactly. So the big thing is, you still have to be in range with your party members, just like normal ranked setup and all that kind of stuff. So making sure that you're close enough to vision, MMR, all that kind of good stuff. But we're really excited to see how the players respond and how much they enjoy these queues, or what changes they would want to see made if we were to do something like this in the future. So again, roughly every 8 hours from the 13th to the 20th of December. Also worth noting that Ranked Joust will be disabled during this time, during this experiment. So when you're looking for Ranked Joust, it won't be available. But you and your 2 friends that were going to be queuing Ranked Joust can simply queue Ranked Conquest together during that time where you normally wouldn't be able to. So, obviously we're not worried about, we're not trying to get rid of Ranked Joust or anything like that, I swear. It's just because it's an experiment.
Just a trial.
We just want to see what's going on with this Ranked Conquest, want to try and get people in there. And I'm excited to see it. How does it feel playing with a full squad? Everyone misses those full pre-made conquest queues from way back in the day. I see complaints about that all the time. Does it feel good to play with a party of 4 or against a party of 4 or as a party of 3? There are a lot of really cool insights that we can learn from this week. So definitely encourage everybody to queue up with as big of a party as you want that you can during those times. I think it's going to be fun.
For a couple more specifics, though, to go into that, this will be a separate queue from normal ranked. So if you do want to still queue normal ranked, you can still do that. That's not something that we're taking away at any point. But again, this will also take your current ranked conquest into account. So your rank, your TP, your MMR, all that stuff will be updated for any progress that you make in these games. So it's not like these don't count for anything. Of course, these still count for things. You'll still be getting your grind on, right? You can get some leaderboard progress and all that good stuff. But again, it will still count towards all that stuff. So if you want to do it, it's happening 3 times a day. So make sure you check out those times, whatever time zone that you're in, and give it a shot, because we're really excited. It really feels like another way to play competitive Smite. And I know the community is always looking for more ways to be competitive in Smite, so this is the way to do it. Bring your squad, roll up, and take down whatever the squad you get up against.
Sounds good. And, obviously we just went over a lot of information. If you're curious or you missed some of that, obviously you can rewind the VOD, or you can head over to the update notes and check out all of that written in text version. And, again, track those times, get ready to try it out, and let us know what you think. This is very much a trial, a test. We want to see what y'all like, and instead of just asking you, hey, does this sound cool? We figured might as well just do it. So
let's get that data going.
Let's get that data going. We like the charts and graphs with lines and stuff.
So we do be loving that.
We do be loving that. So So cool. Two more pieces of quality of life news. One of them, y'all have heard me say this before. I love saying it every update I get to. We have more God avatars available. You'll earn them the same way that you always have. I'm talking so fast because I'm excited. So just get into a game, play as, with, or against the gods whose avatars are available for unlock, and after 3 games, boom, you have them. Or 2 games, or it's a number of games. You earn them for free though, so it's cool. So just play games and earn free stuff. Always love to say that. And the last thing, now this is kind of big news actually, and we've talked about things like this before, and as always, we're going to keep an eye on it. We're not just saying, cool, done, bye, forever. We have fixed the PS4, PS5 Pro Lobby texture issues. So
let's go.
That's Pog. That's been a problem for a while now, and again, we're not just saying, nice, we fixed it, and then kicking it out the door and never thinking about it again. We're going to keep our eyes on it, and, please give us feedback if you're still having problems, but should be fixed, hopefully. So fingers crossed. We've really been hammering on this. Our QA teams have been crushing it and trying to repro these problems and get them solved. So
absolutely.
We love the feedback, and thank y'all so much because it helps us find these problems and get them solved. So cool, but that's quality of life for you right there. So that's some pretty good stuff. Next up, we're getting into one of my favorite sections of the update shows because I just love looking at stuff. We have the skins section.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to stare at me for just a second longer because we're starting off with the YuleFest event. We're in the season of giving again. As I talked about, the 12th month of the year, a good holiday season, a good time to be cozy and warm, and the YuleFest event is back. For those of you who have seen this before, it works similarly to prior years. There are going to be skins available for purchase, YuleFest specific skins, and as you get them, you'll obviously get the skin, duh, but you'll also get gifts that you can give to your friends or other players in post-match lobbies. So those are a variety of different gift tokens or gift chests you can give to people. So all of the rewards are listed, obviously, on the patch notes. But, you can get in there, get the skins, and get gifts for your friends and spread the warmth this holiday season. We are super excited to promote these type of things because Smite's all about its community and all about people playing together and bringing people together in the gaming community. And an event where you get to I got something for me, but now I get to give something to somebody else, just always feels cool to do. So make sure to check it out. But of course, there are skins in this, and now we get to talk about the cool skins and see the cool skin art, starting with, and this is an exciting one, Lunar Lightning Ishtar.
Let's go!
Ishtar's first skin!
I'm so excited for the skin. It is unbelievably cool, and just as we're looking at this right now, she's got the purple lightning, dude. That's so cool!
It's so cool.
Oh man, so excited to see this one, and huge shouts to the boy Titan Cinnamons for working on this skins effects because they are absolutely gorgeous. You have got to pick this one up and see it in game because it is unreal.
It's so good.
I'm already blown away by the arrow that has that perpetual spinny motion thing going on. So that is super cool. Let's hear the voice line.
Alerts from Sector 7. Well then, looks like it's time to suit up and take out some invaders. Ready up, squad. We've got an urgent distress signal to attend to. Let's go kick some alien butt! Leader of the Galactic Federation's 45th Fleet, Ishtar.
Dang. That is cool. So she's I'm guessing she's like a alien hunter or like a protector or something?
She's like a galactic bounty hunter, more or less, but she's employed by a federation of galactic travelers. So she's really there to keep people safe, and she certainly will.
Yeah, I bet. So, and just to call out some highlights on this skin, too, I've had a lot of people tell me this has great FX internally when I was asking people, hey, what are you proud of? Several people said that the FX are really cool and they're proud of them, but also some audio stuff. A lot of the key ingredients for the skin's audio were sword impacts and scrapes and stuff. They also use wavetable synthesizers and processing through granular delays and spectral process. So a lot of audio words there that some of y'all might understand, but what it sounds like to me is they put a lot of work in and really played with synth and wave sounds to make this skin sound futuristic, but also still heavy, not all light and floaty. So, I think Ishtar, first skin, might as well see it in game, it's
so
worth
cool.
it.
Yes, there she is. Look at those swords glow. Oh my goodness.
So cool.
Super.
Yeah. Chris did a great job on these effects for sure, and the sounds definitely, you could tell that a lot of care was put into them in particular for this skin. Ishtar sounds are so noticeable and iconic already, even though I feel like she hasn't been in the game for that long. I think of her sound design as one of my particular favorites, and to bring it to the next level with this skin, I think is really awesome.
Yeah, when Chris was telling me about this skin, because he was the point of FX on her initial release as well, he was just so excited talking about all the really cool things that he could sneak into the skin between the little visor on her face and the various arrows. He was just going off, and I was excited as well because obviously, I mean, Ishtar is one of my little favorite characters that I've had the chance to design, so we gotta make that first skin awesome as heck, and we certainly did.
I super agree. For everything from the enthusiastic sound design from our incredibly great sound designers to like the way that the lightning is like technological in nature. It has all those like squares and like shapes to it. Absolutely gorgeous. Super excited to see this one in game. And again, this is part of the YuleFest event. So next up, another YuleFest event skin. We have Infinite Wave Poseidon.
Yeah, this one.
That
I mean,
art.
come on.
Oh my
like,
God.
Come on, man. These Infinite Wave, like this type of skin line has already quickly become one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And Poseidon, you know, look, we know he gets a lot of skins. It's because they're cool, and everyone seems to love them. This is like a perfect combination of, you know, fantasy, nature, a little bit of sci-fi. You get a big Kraken beast that gets released, all that kind of stuff. Like it doesn't get much better than that. I think the skin's amazing.
I would happen to agree. And I mean, it's just, like you said, Poseidon does have a lot of skins, sure, but you have the Kraken, you have all those cool wave effects. It's just always awesome to see these skins. So.
Oh, look at the gold on that. Oh my gosh.
Wow, yeah, that pops.
And the water. Oh my God. Can we talk about the water for a second, you guys?
Because my man's is not touching the ground.
No.
He's above that, literally.
Yeah, cannot, will not.
He won't do it. So you always have to have Poseidon on some type of water or something in order to keep him
Yeah,
off
who
the
knows
ground.
what that is? It's beyond mortal comprehension this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
I'm just going to say Aether and just leave it at that
Sure,
because
why not?
that's just the safest association I can make. So
Yep.
let's hear the Poseidon voice lines.
Mortals cannot comprehend the scale of the battle ahead of us. May we resolve this blip in our timeline quickly. The flow of the universe must be contained. I am the only being that may control it. Space, time, it all flows by my hand.
So wow.
So sick.
Yeah, he's proud of his control over space and time, it seems.
Wouldn't you be?
I guess I would be. So
Yeah.
just to highlight a few things too about this. Obviously, this, our audio designers were really proud of a lot of these skins, and they should be, obviously.
Yep.
And I thought this one was really cool because when they were making this, obviously he comes from a water background, like his character's base is water. So they had a lot of fun balancing fantasy, nature, and sci-fi to kind of make the audio for this, where they pulled elements from rivers, waterfalls, oceans, and even like anvil and sword impacts to make the audio for this. So again, shout out to our sound designers and how much effort and love they put into like every single skin they talk about. You can tell they're not like, oh yeah, I made some audio and pulled from this pool. It was cool, I guess. They always have details and references, and it's passionate people. It is always a joy to
100%.
see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yep.
So one more skin, and now this is the reward skin for the YuleFest event. So this is
excited for
exciting.
this one.
We have Spellblaster Charybdis coming up.
Yeah, this skin's incredible.
Look
So
how
good.
cute. Oh my God. This is like perfectly my aesthetic, right? Where she's adorable, but she's also got this little like creepy side to her where she is casting some kind of magic. Surely,
Yeah.
you know, she was a regular like witch or something, then something went wrong, and now she's got this giant monster arm. But I mean, the monster arm just gets cooler every single time that we skin it because this guy is cool as heck. Look at him.
Oh my gosh, that's so great looking.
Terrifying and cute at the same time.
It's perfect.
I just can't get over the hat. Like,
Yeah, I love the
the
hat.
That
the
is
maw
awesome.
hat.
Yep. It's so good. Like,
And all the colors too. Like the blue really pops. I like the light color of the hair. It just I love, like you said, I love these Charybdis skins because especially the maw, like her outfit is already intricate and great looking,
Yep.
but the monster, the maw, every time they change that up, because even look, her shoulder plate has like the teeth jags on, like
Yep.
everything
So
about
cute.
it.
and not a traditional dagger in her right hand like she normally holds.
Yeah.
It has the little wand right
Got
there.
a, I
So,
mean,
She's
spellcaster.
slinging spells.
yeah, it's a really cool, unique twist on Charybdis, and like Lermy said, every time Charybdis gets a new skin, I feel like the team gets a cooler idea and a better way to execute on it for the monster. So just really impressed as always.
Hype. Well, let's hear the voice lines.
Brewing potions is so boring. Let's go cast some fire spells or something. I'm going to be the most powerful witch in the world. I'll show them. I'm not a novice. I'll prove it.
She's got something to prove and a desire to fling magic sporadically. There you go. That's the word.
Yeah.
So again, I love this. I love seeing the Maw in action. So we're gonna go in game for this one too. We
Nice.
have to.
Let's go.
I was hoping we would.
Look at that.
Oh, look at how she's playing those spells. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is
Yeah.
super cool.
Very, very cool whenever a character can change their traditional weapon. Really gives the skin a really unique
Yo.
feeling. And speaking of unique, how about the runes there as she's like diving into the ground?
Yeah.
Little spell plus monster action.
Look at that.
Amazing.
So sick. And it's got some of those water feelings through it too. So she's not really losing that because, of course, she's got to splash out that magical watery spell. So
Yeah.
it's hitting all the right vibes for me.
It is. Like, I love it. And like you said, I love when they take a character and they make something that's totally different from what they usually are, like the knife throwing to the spell casting. Like, it's so cool to reach outside of what it is already and create things that it could be. And I think they did that incredibly here. They really brought a new vision to life with this.
Plus, this color palette is just like a slam
Oh,
dunk.
it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
beautiful.
How could you ever dislike this like light blue to pink and all purple in between, like all that kind of stuff? Like
So sick.
it's just always gonna be
And
a dunk.
if I can make a request to our driver, can we get the laugh emote, please?
Uh-oh, laugh emote.
Because it's so good. Look at the little guy.
Look at the little-
Yes.
I love his colors. So,
Yep.
and again, our sound people with all the crazy stuff. This one's kind of cool because they apparently worked with a delicate balance of like chimes and like wind ambiance noises through synths to get the audio for this. And it's just, I don't know how you come up with stuff like that. I'm like, all right, so in game you're gonna have a bat, so you need to have the noises that a bat makes.
Right.
And they're like, oh yeah, we took a synthesizer and we downplayed some audio wind tones, and I'm over here just like starstruck, like, wow.
Yeah.
I'd have never thought of that.
No,
So
certainly not.
I'll say it 100 times. Shout out to all of our teams. So that's going to do it for the YuleFest event. Again, this is the reward skin. So as you get the other skins throughout the event, make sure to check those out. And skins will be releasing every bonus update in our 6-week update. So we'll get to that a little later. But next in line, now this one's a little cool. Let's see if y'all saw this one coming. We have another Monsters Cat skin with Tokyo Machine Loki.
This card art is incredible.
So
It's so
good.
good. It's so good. Like
Oh man.
I didn't know Loki was hanging out with so many cool friends.
He's got a lot of them.
Yeah.
But this seems like a very chill crowd to hang out with.
It
and I would
does.
love to hang out with
Yes.
them.
One of the best parts of the skin is that Tokyo Machine himself actually did get to collaborate with us a little bit on the voice pack for this skin, and
Yep.
he's actually the one talking in the voice pack, which is incredible that we got him to actually voice his own skin. So, I mean, you just gotta check this skin out because it is insane. The level of detail and all the fun effects that go into it. I mean, look at those daggers, dude. Look at
They're
them.
so cool.
Yeah, this skin's amazing.
God, the color palettes that they choose for these like Monster Cat crossover, because oh wow, the back of that jacket is incredible.
That's
Wow.
sick.
But no, I love the color palette for these and the way that they mix in like the audio related stuff, because I mean these are musicians, they're talented musicians. So to see the reflections of that in these skins is always so exciting for me.
Yep.
So I just absolutely love it. And let's hear those voice lines we were just hearing about.
Let's go, Toki crew! It's time to press play. Alright, enough time in the Zen Zone. Let's get this party started. Tokyo Machine!
Super duper excited. I think, again, just another super cool skin.
Yep.
Absolutely
Yeah.
love Monster Cat crossover stuff. And you know what? I want to go in game and see it. I want to see the music effects. I can't
Yep.
stop myself.
Yeah, this skin, obviously if you're a fan of Monster Cat and Tokyo Machine and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure you're already unbelievably excited. But for those people who might not be as familiar with Tokyo Machine's work, the look at it, the look of it even, like outside of the references and all that kind of stuff is still really, really incredible. So it's a really cool way to introduce people to some really great music and put a great skin in the game at the same time.
Yeah, not to mention that some of Tokyo's machine songs rather have been played, during the breaks between the SPL when we were
Yep.
using the Monster Cat partnership that we had with them. So you've probably heard some of
Yeah.
his music before if you have watched the SPL, because I mean it's just incredible. It's some of the best techno music that I have listened to, like the EDM of his style is just so much fun. It really gives you energy when you listen to it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get in trouble if I'm wrong, but I feel like doesn't he also pull a lot of inspiration or like some of the tonalities from like music or like video game stuff, like video game. Yeah, so there's a lot of that influence in the work too. So like as somebody who grew up playing a lot of games and enjoying game soundtracks, like to see those made into a different style of music, like to see that influence in the music is incredible. So yeah, definitely check out this skin in the Monster Cat chest when it comes into the game, and that'll be literally next week. But also make sure to listen to some Tokyo Machine. You know, we might as well turn on the playlist, lock in the skin, win some games.
And you do play better if you listen to the music and play the skin at the same time.
Unwritten buff, yeah. So.
Gotta be
Super
good with
cool. So next up, now this is kind of exciting. Those are all of the week one. That's all the week one stuff. Super excited to have talked about all of it. Next up, we actually have something happening December 19th. So this isn't coming yet. Be prepared. But we got a Twitch drop coming up, or a Prime Gaming loot grab actually. That's really exciting, and those are SPL skins. And there's a bunch of them.
They're back. They're back.
They're back.
we get to put on the sunglasses again.
Yeah.
And the
so
headsets and the all that good stuff. The T-shirts.
so yeah, let's check those out here in just a sec. We will. Again, these are all right. There you go. So there are 8 of them. One for every team. So you know, buy your hoodie, represent your team in person. Get the skin, represent your team in game. And again, these are a Prime Gaming drop. Now, it says claim now. That's not quite true. This art is just so good, I wanted to show you because it shows them off all at once. It is December 19th, so it's right around the corner. You have the QR code there, so save this image, screenshot the page right now, save it, scan that QR code on December 19th, and you will get all of these in one go. So, super excited. And again, absolutely incredible. You get all of them at once. You get to rep your team for free if you have Prime Gaming, all at once. Super love it. So the next thing, we're going to stay on track with SPL and SWC, is SWC Thanatos. So this isn't in-game yet. Super excited. We have the art for you here. Look at that. That's, SWC Challenger Thanatos. Super cool. But this is actually going to be a Twitch drop in January. So what's
happening in January, Dandy?
What's happening in January? Well, it's going to be the new year. And it's going to be SWC in person. Hashtag Worlds with Fans.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
So, again, this skin is going to be a Twitch gaming drop. I can't think of words. I've talked about so many things that my brain is like recessing. I'm already in
exciting
SWC.
Too, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you think about Worlds, you think about the people that come in, the challengers, as you might say, to get the hammer. So this guy's doing it, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And again, it's going to be a Twitch drop. Just for watching during SWC, you'll be able to earn this skin in game, along with a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to get into now. I don't like to spoil surprises. I teased this already for y'all. I wanted to get you something. But there will be a whole variety of SWC-related Twitch drops for tuning in and watching SWC. So keep an eye out in the future. We'll be releasing more information about that down the line. But we're super excited for it. So before we leave the skin, let's hear some voice lines for it.
I'll never forgive the ones who made me this way for their dark trials. All of you are the disease, but I am the cure. Thanatos.
It just sounded so good I wanted to hear it. That last one always makes me laugh. So
that's awesome.
Super cool, super cool. So next up, we're moving into the very first bonus update. That'll be down the way some. You can see the exact release date on the update notes, but that'll be the first at the little 2-week mark and or 3-week. My brain again is totally fried. But we have more YuleFest skins coming with that.
Yes.
And the first of those is Foxgirl 9 Daji.
This skin is adorable.
So adorable.
Very, very amazing, for sure. Again, it's the same. You go light blue and some pinks and some purples, and it's gonna look good. Like it just always is an aesthetic. But getting that little bit of neon, like yellow green there on the claws to switch it up a little bit, really, really awesome.
And the stars too. I mean, she's got the stars in the tail, but that's not even to mention the effects going on. You guys will have to check this one out though, because it it feels incredible to play, and that's a huge props to the FX team for making every single one of the hits and the various attacks that Dashi does just feel so cute and so fun.
So cute, you say. I'm gonna get torn to shreds by this skin later. But if it's cute, I
She's
mean,
gonna love it.
it's cute. So at least you'll be like, all right, well, okay.
Nothing you can do about that.
Exactly. Let's hear the voice lines.
Just leave it to me. I'll spread all the kawaii love. Oh, this place isn't nearly as colorful as I thought it would be. Hello, cuties.
She called me cute. It's over for me. All right. So yeah, super excited about that. Again, that'll be a YuleFest skin coming with the first bonus update, as well as another YuleFest skin, Hellraider Hercules.
Yeah, this one is really, really sick.
It's
Like
so
the first time I saw this
cool.
card art, I was like,
Oh my
dude, I
God.
have to absolutely gun it down as Hercules immediately.
So we've got the cute, and we've got the creepy, crazy, scary, awesome, badass.
Yeah, badass is what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
yeah.
that
This
line.
All of
man,
those.
like if you're in an undead battlefield and then you see this guy
Oh.
step up and do that battle cry, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
I'm out
this
of there.
guy is the boss.
Yeah.
You have to get through all of his minions before you get to him, but it's not going to be an easy fight.
No, and you won't be getting through him either.
No, probably not. Those I just can't stop staring at the horns. They're magnificent. I don't know. Like,
Look at the mace. Like it's like an axe. The blue parts are like if you got rid of these skulls, which of course Hercules wouldn't, it
Yeah.
would just be this really sick looking battle axe. But now he's got these skulls on each side to turn it into the full mace, and it's just awesome, dude. I love this skin.
He's
Yeah.
got the 3 S's of a very cool skin. He's got the spikes, he's got the skulls, and he's got the super cool battle mace.
Yep.
Yep.
That
all
is the third
those.
S. That's what it's.
I was gonna say swag, but I mean, hey, whatever you
Hey,
want.
that one works too.
Yeah.
Let's hear the voice lines.
My blood boils. I crave nothing more than to tear these weak foes limb from limb. I can smell the mortals clinging to their pathetic lives. It is my pleasure to relieve them of their fear and agony. This world will crumble by my hand.
That wasn't very cute.
Understood.
Chills. Chills.
Yeah, so we're definitely trying to hit the far ends of the spectrum with this this bonus 1 YuleFest drop, because there's super adorable and he wants to crush our souls too. Okay, cool.
Yeah, not just your bones, but also your spirit.
Yeah, basically all of the things that can be crushed. So cool. So next up, so that's it for the YuleFest. Those 2 are going to release in bonus update 1. The other skin coming in the 9.12 bonus update number 1 is a skin that I am just so excited for. We have
best.
Gecko Taverner Cabrakan.
Just look at the little geckos.
The little geckos.
All of the little buddies hanging out, hanging around.
Dude, who gave this little guy in front this little rubber ducky inner tube?
He has little
They're on
floaties on
vacation.
too.
Who gave him that? Because
Look.
I want it. I'm the guy in the front. Everyone tag yourself. I'm the one in the front left upset that I didn't get the rubber ducky inner tube
I'm
and
the
the
one
floaties.
dabbing at the top.
I was about to say, yeah, the dabbing one. Yeah, I guess I'm the one that can't swim. I don't know. That's me.
Lucky you, man. You got the best
I got
thing.
I got the little ducky though. Look at him. He's so cute.
Oh my
Look at this
goodness.
skin.
Everyone is very lucky that I'm not in charge of what skins get made, because every single god would receive one of these skins before we did anything else. I would stop all other skin production immediately and make every god have at least one of these gecko skins,
Yeah.
and then we can move on.
How many geckos do you guys spot? I see 3 at least, and that's not even counting the various little gecko motifs going on in the armor and the shields, which, by the way, the shields are sick. Those
Yeah,
are really
those are
cool. And he's got like a little tiki bar going on.
Yeah,
Like, what?
he's
He's making some tropical drinks or
Doling out
something.
drinks, dude. Look at that little. I didn't even see the blue guy at first, and
He's just hanging out.
Yeah,
sleepy guy.
The sleepy guy up top's what I just noticed.
Wait, where's
yeah.
the third one? I only see the.
It's on top. He's laying on top.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even notice him.
Oh, that's the sleepy guy. He's snoozing.
Oh no! Look at how sleepy this little blue guy is in the middle.
That's true. It's because they've been partying all day, you know.
Yeah, true.
A
Been
tavern
there,
that takes
been
you.
there, blue guy.
Yeah,
Been there.
it's a tavern that takes you home when you're done, like when you're done partying. That is incredible. So let's hear the voice line.
Sand, sun, and most importantly, drinks. Oh, the smoothie bar is now open. Come on by to grab some delicious drinks You know you want to. Ooh, drinks are on me.
I just can't get over
I think you might like drinks, guys.
Yeah, I think.
It's smoothies, though. He said there were
Right,
smoothies.
smoothies,
Yeah. You need to be refreshed. There's a lot of antioxidants. You got to power up for the battleground. So, let's hop in and see the gecko live in action.
We're going in?
We're
Oh,
going
my
in.
God. Yes! Look at the little guy!
He's so sleepy. Is he face down too? What a mood.
He's
What
tanning,
a
okay?
mood.
Listen, he's got a tan.
Yes. And it wasn't the amount of smoothies that he had.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the color that lights up when he uses one, that's incredible.
That's so
And there's like
cool.
fruit effects too. He's like smashing out
Yeah,
bananas
can we talk
and
about
apples.
the fruit particles coming out? Like,
So
I mean, it might be a little bit wasteful, don't get me wrong, but I'm here for it.
No. There's everything that hits the ground is transported to
Oh my
the
God, are
divine
those all little
compost bin.
geckos? I'm sorry to interrupt, but look at those guys.
No, you're right too.
Oh my God.
They're so adorable.
I can't.
I like too that those. Oh wow. Yeah. See, that's him making the smoothies. Right there.
Right. You got to mix it up.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Odin. See you later.
Come back. Oh, thank you. It's awesome.
He didn't redeem his free smoothie.
I love this skin line more than
agree.
I ever thought was possible. Very incredible.
Like we made one like forever ago, and they're like, oh,
Yep.
that's pretty cool. And then people were like, yeah, that's really cool. And we were like, you're right,
little
that
blue
is
guy.
really cool.
He's just hanging out.
So every time one of these pops up, I'm so excited for it. Especially the smile in the back. So you just gotta
Yep.
feel good. You feel good playing
This is
as well.
Kraken, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You couldn't tell.
There he is.
So super cool. So that is the last skin coming in the 9.12 bonus update number 1. But this is a 6-week update, as I mentioned earlier. So we have a bonus update 2. So YuleFest will return with 2 more skins in the 9.12 bonus update 2. And one of those 2 skins is AP15 Apua, or Apu,
My boy.
Oh,
the boy.
that looks sick. He's like a little hacker man going on with all that stuff going in the background.
Yeah, very.
retro.
This skin very reminiscent of a lot of iconic AI stories of AI gone wrong. He was initially there to help just clean out your typical PC, all that kind of stuff, and now he's decided that it's actually humanity is the one that needs to be cleaned, not all the hard drives that humanity owns. So
Yeah.
it's just what happens when AI gets around. It goes evil, like whatever. Everyone knows that that's how it goes.
Standard turn, of course.
But I love the body that he assembled for himself whenever he decided that he had to go on this mission. Was just all the old PC parts that he found lying around. Just this is a PC build that I don't think many people could emulate.
No, yeah, you're not finding
be
these
really
on,
cool to
on
try,
Part
though.
Picker for
Yeah.
sure.
And this is why pre-built isn't as good.
Yeah, you
so
can't
you
you
can
can't
do
get
this.
these results.
Right.
So I love the like Hacker Man face too, because
Yep.
it has the green
It's
text.
so cute.
It's awesome.
I absolutely love this. Let's hear the voice lines for this one.
Scanning area. No intelligent life detected. This will be easier than projected. Organic destruction imminent. Now to collect their final words. Humanity's destroyer.
So I was in a bit of a mood when I wrote this voice pack, as you could probably tell. But the voice actor did such an incredible job. We were talking about what type of effects to add to the voice and all that kind of stuff, and barely added any because the voice actor did such a great job. I wish I would have wrote his name down beforehand. But all that timing and tone change and all that kind of stuff really gave it a lot of life, and I think it turned out really, really well. Super excited to use it in game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I know, again, with the sound design, they were obviously there's a lot of cool things you can do with something that's based on old computers. So they really tried to pull some cool retro PC sounds, including like hard drive SFX with the staff. So just listen in for those, because I'm sure there'll be some nostalgic tones that come through in a skin like this if you grow up around PCs like that, like I and a lot of my coworkers have. So
Yeah.
super cool, and the face, I will never get over that face. So
So good.
so next up in the YuleFest event, we have one more skin in 9.12 bonus update 2, which is a mouthful to say. Claw of the Deep Khepri.
Ooh, oh my goodness. Look
Scary
at the
claw, man.
scale.
He's here to protect you, Smile.
He's definitely not building full damage and running it down.
Certainly not. Although my patented auto attack Khepri build
I've
would
seen
be
it
going hard here.
in a number of arena
is going
tests that
hard.
we've had, and let me tell you, he gets in there.
It swings.
It's getting a pent on those ships right now. So.
Oh no, not the ships. You're supposed to protect those, Khepri. What's going on?
Oh, that's awesome.
I love this armor.
Look at his little fins.
And the fins too. Oh, those
so
are
cool. Yeah, I love the little like, they look like crystals almost.
Oh
kinda
yeah, they
popping
do.
out from right underneath the armor, so that you know it has that still very organic feel to it, but really, really unique and very cool. And I didn't know that putting a fin on Khepri would look so awesome, but that's why I'm not on the art team.
Yeah, I also love too how it has this like one kind of coherent, like the purples and blues, the dark color palette. But then when he like opens up, it has all those oranges on the inside of the claws and like his legs.
Yep.
It's really cool because you get this contrast between those two colors whenever he moves. So I bet when he uses the like lunge grab attack, you're gonna be like, oh, that's pretty, before you're getting dragged into the enemy team. So.
I just want to stare at the Khepri that's grabbing you for a little bit, just to admire those effects.
Yeah, just a little bit.
They look nice.
All right, let's hear the voice lines.
There is so much to do and see on the ocean floor. Let us show them all of the ocean's marvels. We cannot allow the land dwellers to pollute our waters any further. We must right their wrongs and bring life back to this realm. Guardian of the seas, Khepri.
Okay.
He will be guarding the seas, it does seem.
Yep.
And he was protecting in that image. He was just protecting the water from the people.
Okay.
So
They were probably polluting.
they were probably.
Can't be doing that.
So, but now they're at the bottom of the sea, so no problem. They are the pollutants.
And let that be a lesson to all of you kids out there.
Yeah, true.
Don't pollute.
Or you'll get crushed by the giant crab with the orange fins. So, super cool. So we have one more skin in 9.12's bonus update 2, and this one's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. Cannon Crusader Vulcan.
Yeah, this one, such a cool
The
card
Crusader.
art.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
everyone loves a holy paladin who's going to get in there and do what's righteous and all that kind of stuff, and also blow a lot of stuff up simultaneously.
True.
He's going to do that.
It's a double whammy.
Yeah, so he can do both for sure, and do it very, very well at that.
As soon as we hopped in, that shot of the hammer, I mean,
Yeah.
this thing looks clean, and the textures on it, it's got that like little pearlescent shimmer going on. I'm with it.
Yeah, you can like watch as the camera pans around the
The
front.
lighting.
You see like the sheen roll across that. You're right. Pearlescent. That word is now stuck in my head.
You're
So
welcome. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
I just
So
love this
cool.
theme so much, and the flames in the backpack, you know, those are now holy flames.
That's right.
Oh yeah, those are evil purging flames. So
No doubt about it.
let's hear the voice lines.
We will not give up! Onward! Into the fray! Yes, I can feel it. This evil must be cleansed. Wherever there is evil, I will destroy it!
I don't think he likes evil.
No, I was about to give a fair warning to anyone evil on the Battleground of the Gods that, when was it, the 9.12 bonus update 2?
Yes.
That's I'd leave by then.
The hard cutoff date.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the skins. You've seen them all. That goes, again, 6-week update. That goes all the way through all of 9.12. So you'll see those on intervals. The exact dates are on the update notes. Make sure to check that out. But yeah, so a lot of cool content, but you know, that's not all of it. There's something else really, really big and exciting in this update.
there
Yeah, what's this update called again,
It's
Harrison?
oh god, it's Odin's Onslaught, I think.
What's that though?
I think it's a brand new SMITE adventure.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Well, how about we talk about it then, huh? So we have a brand new adventure coming to SMITE with this update, literally next week. That's like 6 days from now on Tuesday. And we're excited to show it to y'all. So, I mean, it's called Odin's Onslaught. It's a brand new game mode, and I could ramble on about it, but I want to let the designers really get in on it. So, what is this adventure? Talk us through it.
Yeah, let's get started on this, shall we? So, first thing to talk about here is how many people are you on a team with, Aggro?
It's just you and your best friend, and/or your worst enemy, but
True.
only one other person. It's
So,
just you and one other person.
Teams of 2.
Against a bunch of other teams of 2. Like
So-
4 other teams of 2.
So a 2v2 v2 v2 v2. So that's 5 teams of 2.
Correct. So
That's
10
a lot.
players. You all load in. You know, you get to pick your god, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you load into one of the most beautiful maps I think that the team has ever come up
Absolutely.
with.
Really?
It's got a bunch of different Norse realms, as you could probably guess by the title of it. It is a Norse-themed mode where you are just trying to accrue as much gold as humanly possible. Greed in this instance is good.
Fair.
Which, as we know, is very different than real life. It's a ton of fun. My personal favorite adventure of all time was the Medusa 3v3v3 deathmatch mode.
Yeah.
And this kind of takes a lot of the really fun elements of that multi-team combat and kicks it up to the next level. You know, it's just you and one other person, and you're fighting to try and complete these objectives around the map, steal some kills, you know, third party, fourth party, fifth party, some engagements, and it just inevitably at some point it just becomes total chaos.
But that's
and that's
the
like
fun
the
of
best
it.
part.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
When it's
That's
just
the cool part.
I don't even know which team this person's on or this person or this person.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just hitting whoever I'm hitting.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's so much fun. So again, like I said, the win condition is that you want to reach a certain amount of gold. It's 35,000 gold in order to be the team that wins. The objectives that spawn around the map are going to give you more gold than just murdering your opponents, but always encourage.
So you don't just want to
obviously.
fight the whole time.
Exactly.
I mean, you could.
You
it's
could.
An alternate win condition.
And
you
I
could
do.
say.
But if you want to win, I would recommend doing some of the objectives. So the big one is you want to start with the Norns. So again, a lot of Norse mythology themes. If for those people who are well versed in Norse mythology, these names should be very familiar. You have to clear all the Norns across the map.
Got it.
And that will open up a portal into a new unique zone.
We got portals.
Of the Nastron. So there's 3 different overworld zones kind of in the outer big village. You've got Alfheim, which is the home of the elves. You've got Jotunheim, the wintry home of the Jotun or the giants.
Yeah.
And then Midgard, the more normal temperate realm of man. So the map is kind of split into these 3 zones.
And, I think we have the mini map too that we can.
Oh yeah, that would
be
great.
very helpful.
So yeah, let's
here.
bring that up. All
yeah.
right.
Okay. So there you go. Up north, that'll be Jotunheim, Midgard in the bottom right, and then the bottom left, Alfheim, the autumnal home of the elves or the Alfar. And so you can see that there's a lot of jungle camps to clear, a lot of things to do, but then these Norn spawns, which are the oracle harpy markings there and kind of near the edge of each of these zones, will drop a very, very strong buff for you and open up that portal to Nastron, the bleak shore of corpses in Helheim, and it is a bloodbath.
So let's take this step by step, right?
Yeah, go for it.
You and your teammate are going to spawn in one of these 5 corners, and so you can see there's various jungle camps littered about the place. There's also health orbs there. So what you want to do when you start is you want to go from one of those corners that you spawn in, and you want to kind of snake your way over to the Norns, and you'll notice there's 5 corners and 3 Norns. So you're going to have to get ready for that fight that you're inevitably going to have to take when you run into another team at a Norn spawn. So, again, you've got your teammate, you've got your gold. Make sure you're spending it. Make sure you're getting those buffs on the way over there. But one very important detail is that you can stack buffs in this mode.
Yes.
So if you want to have one supportive character and one character that's going to be the hard carry, by all means, that strategy works. If you want to spread them out, depending on where you spawn and which buffs are closest to you, that also works as well. But that is the first thing that you're doing. But there's more than that.
Oh,
there is more than that, because once you clear the Norns and go into the middle area of Nastron and battle it out in there and get some gold in there, then the roaming Nidhogger encounters begin. So then you can see these little dragon-looking icons there on the mini map. A little bit to the right
the bottom.
Excuse me, Jotunheim. Yeah. So you kind of got them all in those little zones.
Yeah, I see them.
And those are the next type of mini objectives. So teams will, the mini map will ping. You've got to go kill the big boss, and you've got to group up and try and get the finishing blow onto Nidhogger in order to make him drop his scale, which then transitions into another fan favorite adventure type of game where you have to then take the scale to one of the bases that are marked on the map. So you've got some 3v3v3 deathmatch vibes. You've got some capture the flag vibes all at the same time.
Yeah, you got boss fights, it sounds like.
Yeah, boss fights, all that kind of stuff. So you want to try and capture those scales because those give you a ton of gold for your team, which again is the winning condition.
Yep.
And after you've done 3 of those scale capture mechanics, then it gets even more real after.
Oh yeah, it gets really deep. But to hold that thought for just 1 second, because I know this is a lot to take in, right?
It is.
So one very important thing is that somebody's gonna die on this map, right? Obviously. So when you die, you will spawn at a location that's either in the base or a mana fountain that is somewhere outside of the base. And so you can purchase in either of these places, but those are your spawn locations. So you will not always end up at the same place that you initially spawned from. You'll end up somewhere that will put you in a different location. So you're gonna have to be ready to adapt on the fly wherever you spawn, and just go to the next closest objective. And what I can say from playtesting this a bunch is that you just kind of want to make a beeline to wherever the next Needhog is, the North to Norn, whatever it is that you're looking for. Grab the buffs along the way and sprint on over there.
Yeah, get fighting. And I think as we keep talking, I think we also have some screenshots we can cycle through of the map.
Oh,
so
yes,
we're gonna have those roll as we keep talking. But
oh, so pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah, that's Alfheim. Again, have to give a massive shout out to the environment art team who went absolutely buck wild on this map. So many different zones and such a unique feeling map. I mean, you can see Yggdrasil there in the middle, the Tree of Life, just this massive overhanging tree in the middle. And all three of these unique zones, they all just come to life in such a fun, unique way. And then, of course, you have the fourth zone in the middle of Nastron. So it's just really incredible. The environment team did a great job. I've got a million shout outs to give here, but we're showing the art.
Look at the scale of that.
It is.
I mean, there's nothing else in Smite that's at this scale.
That's a big
It
map.
is huge. This map is huge.
It's incredible. But okay, let's take a step back again. We're giving a lot of shouts and a lot of praise about the art, but we still have one more final thing to talk about when it comes to that gameplay.
Really?
And that's when Needhog gets defeated 3 times, he retreats back into Nastron, and then you've got to fight him in one final boss fight.
Yes, and it is intense. So another round of Norns will pop up. You've got to kill those in order to open up the portals, and then going through that portal. Normally, when you go into Nastron, you can, I'm done with my thing in here, I'm out. I'm gonna simply walk out.
There's a couple minions in there.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's time for the final battle,
final battle,
you're locked in. So there are no portals out of Nastron once that final encounter begins. So, but it's worth so much gold in order to kill that final boss, and so you're not going to be wanting to walk around and clear jungle camps or anything like that on the outside. You have to get in there and get your hands dirty. And for as big as this entire map is, Nastron is a lot smaller. There's a lot.
It's a fighting circle.
Like you could hit. Everyone is getting hit by everything, and it is complete chaos in a totally exciting, fun way. So that really brings the whole mode to this really epic conclusion of trying to get that final kill. And then he doesn't just drop a scale. That final battle, he'll drop his skull, and you want to try and. And once he dies, the portals open back up. If you die during that fight, of course, you can respawn and then go through the portal again. I've been through that portal a lot during that fight.
Sometimes you're getting in there and dying, dying. It's a relatively tanky last fight, right? So even if you do die, it's not game over. You certainly have a chance to get back in there, and especially with the way that you spawn, you're always close to a portal.
Yes, exactly. So you can run right back in there and then try and capture that final skull, stop the team that might be trying to capture the final skull, all that kind of good stuff. It brings a lot of the really fun gameplay elements from a ton of different Smite modes and adventures throughout the years, and really combines them in a really exciting and unique way.
In a huge way, too, just on the scale of all of it, really.
Yeah, this is something that the team has been working on for a very long time.
Oh my God,
we are unbelievably excited to be able to share it with you. Excited for our man Hugh, our level designer.
Yes.
This has been his baby for a really long time, and he did a really amazing job. So many different changes were tried, and really pivoting and really flexible, and just really ended up in a really good spot, I think. So big shout outs to Hugh and to Matt, of course, one of our other level designers, for putting together a really, really fun, unique mode.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you there. And even thinking back to the months of playtesting that we did.
Yes.
We've tried so many different combinations of things, whether that's queuing up with teammates, whether that's solo queuing into people. And I can just remember one time, we were trying a solo queue test, and I queued into aggro, and obviously, we're decent players, I would say. We're
pretty good.
She's pretty good.
Passable.
I'm inting every game I can.
Yes, well, specifically, we were like, oh God, it just gave us the dream team. And so aggro's like, all right, I'm going to pick Maui. And I was like,
or was that my attack speed Kepri game? Because
it could have been either of those, honestly.
I think I've done both for sure. Yeah, attack speed Kepri did dominate Odin's Onslaught.
Yeah, we went crazy. So
Yeah,
that,
right
that
here.
just tells
Big
you,
recommend.
you don't have to pick hunters every game. You don't have to pick
No.
mages. You can pick assassins. You can pick warriors. You can even pick guardians.
Yeah.
And they will all work. Any
Yes.
class can work in this. And, you know, obviously some classes have better items and stats and things for this mode, which is just the inherent nature of a 2v2
yeah,
game
of course.
mode.
Right.
But different strategies are always possible.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody to try different things because I can tell you, having played, I don't even know how many it's been at least 30 to 40
Easily.
to 50 playtests at this point. We've tried almost all of the roster in there.
Yeah,
And it's been so much fun.
What I thought was the best combination when we first started a few months ago to what I think the best combination is now is vastly different.
Dramatically
Oh, yeah.
shifted.
So
okay.
different.
And I think it's going to be really fun to watch players try and come up with what is the best 2v2 that we can do.
Yeah, because we don't really have 2v2 other than Match of the Day. So this
Right.
is like basically a brand new format of Smite that nobody's really ever played before. I mean, you're
Yeah.
playing
Yep.
against 8 people more or less. So you got one buddy on your side, but you've got to be careful. If you are the team ahead,
You'll be
be
getting
prepared
focused.
to be in a
you're in
kingmaker
the spotlight.
situation because it's definitely chaotic, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, and there are some god bands and that kind of stuff because
course,
it didn't
there's-
take months and months of playtesting to find out that Aphrodite's pretty good in 2v2s. So the roster is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I think that will open up some really exciting possibilities and that kind of stuff. I'm really excited to just see what people do with it, and I hope that as the players are enjoying the gameplay and the mode itself, which I'm sure they will,
Yeah.
they can take a second to look around at the epic
Yeah.
scale of the map.
Absolutely.
And I know he was also really focused on the theming of the map and making sure that it felt true to Norse mythology and
Yeah.
having a lot of really great references and that kind of stuff. So a lot of times those types of things can get lost in the gameplay, which is totally fine. We're there to play
Yeah.
more than anything else. But just wanted to make it take a moment to really highlight how amazing the work from the environment team and Hugh and Matt was on making the whole thing feel really cohesive and look
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
I mean, this is probably one of Smite's best looking maps to date. Like,
No doubt.
I can't even
Incredible.
express. And like Agra said, take a look on the outside of the map when you're just sitting
Yeah.
in the base at the beginning. You got a little bit of time to just stare at the environment, and it's always a good time.
Drink it in.
So it sounds like a good time to hop on Lancelot, get on the horse, and just do a lap,
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Like, sweep in for a third party here or there, but just do a lap.
Lance
So-
Lance was a high tier character in my
He
opinion.
was pretty good.
We should make an
Uh-huh.
Odin's Onslaught tier list.
We
That's
should.
what we should do.
PTS this weekend. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
we'll be
Keep
trying
our
this
eyes
out
out.
for sure.
That'd be
And
fun.
let me tell you, it probably was confusing the way that we explained it. Don't get me wrong, this mode is a little bit complicated. But once you start getting into the groove of it, once you start testing it out, getting your first game under your belt, you're gonna understand how much fun this game mode really is.
Exactly. A lot of mini-map pings and really cool little UI assets on, the boss's health bar and where are we in the overall encounter and like
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff to really help with a lot of that clarity. And like Lemmy said, anytime anyone's explaining a new thing to you, I feel like it feels very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Get in
info.
there, just run it down, just kill people. You'll figure it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, you'll see the things on the map, and plus, if what we said kind of went over your head, or you're like, man, I zoned out. Well, I don't even know what you said for head like the
Just
last.
Q, man.
Yeah,
Just
just
queue
queue
up.
and
Just queue
go to the patch notes. There's a ton of info. Like
Yep.
he said, there are some banned gods, some items that might not have worked out. You can check all of that out on the patch notes. You'll have all the information you need, and it'll list out stuff for you as well. But it really is a game mode where you can just queue, have an amazing time, and you get out of the first game and you're like, okay, I get it now.
Yep.
Next time you're gonna be in there knowing like where to hunt down the it comes like that. So
Yeah, and
Yep.
I know a lot of people will be scared hopping into a queue with a complete random. Don't get me wrong, I feel the same way. But there are a lot of things that you can do to make yourself feel really strong in this mode and work with that teammate, whoever it might be. Bringing a friend is always nice, but queuing up with another random person is a great way to make a friend.
For a 2v2, V2 mode, it is surprisingly solo queuable.
Yeah,
Got
for
it.
real.
It really is. It really is a mode that you have a lot of agency, even if your teammate isn't doing super well. If you get the secure kill on one of the Needhogger bosses, and all of a sudden you just get a big influx of gold, and you're back in the game, or
Yeah.
you kill someone right about to capture a scale, and you turn it in yourself. you can do a lot,
Yeah.
even if you're just queuing by yourself.
You
So
are never out of it either.
yeah, exactly. A lot of comeback potential in that final boss fight. So highly recommend, even if you don't have a friend to play with, queue up. Maybe you'll make a new friend, and you'll have a good time regardless.
I
Yeah.
completely agree.
So we're super excited about that. Again, I mean, you'll be able to get in and try this out in PTS. So like coming up this weekend, basically.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
Yeah.
be ready for that. And then it's not like this update's far away. It's Tuesday. It's literally Tuesday. So get in there.
wait.
Make sure to play this. make sure to check it out. And you know, before we go, let's check out a skin. I think there's one more skin that I want to look
Oh,
at.
yeah, you're right. One more.
There is.
Let's look at the Nidhogg Jormungandr skin. How about that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
you might be thinking, like, what does Nidhogg look like, you know?
that.
Not nice.
That man's right there. Yeah, doing a Yorm skin for someone, you know, in his pantheon, all that kind of stuff, but really cranking it up to 11 in the epic scale of this skin. This will be featured, you know, some smaller versions, all that kind of stuff, as the guys you have to kill to get the scales. And then,
Isn't he scary? Isn't
yeah,
it's kind of horrifying.
This is your final boss that you have to fight, by the way, and it's huge.
Yeah,
it's really, really
very
awesome.
Big. The whole scale of that map is incredible, and Jormungandr being one of the biggest gods in the game, I mean, certainly contributes to it. And this skin is just epic. I mean, there's no other way to put it. The green flames, the skull face, the boat motifs. I just am in love with the skin.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's incredible. It's horrifying. I love like the shields. I love all the woodwork with the gold trim. And then on the other side, it's like organic and like, and that's gonna be like above you, attacking you while you're doing this boss fight. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's horrifying, and I think it suits so well as a boss. And then you can also get it out of a chest and play it. So it's just incredibly exciting, and I'm just so stoked for this. And again, it's literally coming next week. Next Tuesday.
Oh,
so.
There was one more team. I almost forgot to shout them out. I can't believe it. The UI team did a ton of work in order to make the 2v2, v2, v2, v2 scoreboard work out well. And like I said, all the UI elements on, you know, the boss HP bar and where you need to go and all that kind of stuff. Huge shout out to that team. They put in a ton of work as well.
Absolutely.
You know, UI, environment art, the level design team, everyone who helped play test and all that kind of stuff. It was a real team effort to get Odin's Onslaught feeling as good as it ended up feeling, and I'm really excited for players to have a chance at it.
Me too, and again, it's just it has been the culmination of a lot of effort and love over the past, I don't know how many. I mean, the last time I play tested it, because I haven't been able to hop in, I was like wearing shorts and sweating in my house, so it was like it was a lot. They've been working on this for a long time to really perfect it and to nitpick everything they could to make it an incredible experience, and it is. So
it's amazing.
Make sure to hop in and check it out this Friday in PTS, and then next Tuesday in live. And
can't believe it's that close
yeah,
already.
eat it up. And you know, little spoiler: SMITE nights for all of December for all this update are going to be themed around this new game mode. So
makes sense to me.
If you play on Saturday, you'll have fun and earn rewards. So kind of a win-win. So make sure to check it out. But yeah, I think that's a wrap. That's what we've got. So it's been a crazy year so far. And if you thought this was a good year full of stuff, don't even. Next year is going to be...
Next year's about to go crazy.
Start getting hyped, because if you knew the things we knew, you'd do a backflip right now. It doesn't even matter if you knew how, you would. So be ready, because that stuff, we're on the way there, but we have one more cool update, again, next week that we're going to be loving, and playing this new game mode basically all the way through. So I guess I have Christmas plans now. So cool.
Yep.
But thank y'all so much for hanging out, and we'll see y'all in the next show. Later.
Peach it.